Alrighty traders, hello everyone. Today, stock market right now guys. No FOMO, no FOMO, no FOMO, no FOMO, right? Where's my feather duster? Did you guys used to get the feather duster when you were younger? Anyway, no FOMO right now. The reason I'm doing this update this weekend for you is because there's probably going to be a lot of FOMO that's happening, especially the stock market now making another move to the upside, another move to the upside, another move to the upside. And yes, I did say that 3 times. There wasn't a glitch in the video. And the reason why I say that is because, like, I personally have been waiting for a pullback in these markets. Personally been waiting for it, right? And I've been telling my private clients that right now when it comes to the indices anyway, the indices, very risky going long because we never know when that top's going to be. Very risky going short because this thing can just keep powering up. But there is a few things that I'm watching for when it comes to this market, and I want to share with you. No FOMO. See that mouse? See this mouse here? See this mouse? Throw it in the pool. Flush the pool. That way you can't click the button. All right. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on with the markets. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's have a look at what's going on with the markets right now. And I want to share with you what I'm seeing right now because this is really a risky time for you, okay? One of the best things I can tell you when it comes to these markets is just understand that there's always an ebb and flow with every market out there. And what I mean by that, there's always a period of time when we have it where the market's going up or going down, and then there's going to eventually come a period of time where the market has that pullback or that correction. So right now the stock market is in a very strong upward trend, and it's let's see if this microphone here work. Okay, cool. So and there's going to come a period of time where the market is going to correct. I believe we may be getting signs right now because what tends to happen at the end of what I've noticed anyway from my trading is that the market will have a real big move, right? This is like a real big move. It'll go boom, right? It'll have a real big move. Then what will happen? It'll have a little move, bam! It'll go again, and then what will happen? It'll then it'll just like completely fall down, right? So there is a lot of things that's happening out there in the marketplace that's actually and again, this is one type of pattern that actually what happens, and especially at the end of moves, either up or down, we tend to get that one last little boom, right? And then it's like all over Red Rover, okay? So I don't want you to be getting sucked in by what's happening right now. If you've been trading the markets only for a couple of years or maybe a little bit more, you may not understand this, but this is what the markets do. They, especially when they're in really big, strong markets like we are right now, then you may be thinking you're missing out, and this is when you start to get run over. And I don't want you to get run over. Remember, the number one thing for you as a trader is that if you are not confident in the position that you are taking, meaning if you're not confident, if there's like, I hope this works, this is a maybe setup, or let's try this out. None of that crap, right? We don't want to be seeing that crap in your trading career, right? That's such a big thing. So the thing that I'm looking at right now when it comes to the individual stock market, and what made me actually bring this up is because we're looking at the stock market right now, and check this out. Firstly, this is the S&P 500 weekly chart to the left, and then this is the daily chart to the right. Now, traders, as I said before, right, and this is where like you can be long market right now, or you can go long the market right now. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that, but just understand, like, remember that the trading is a hard thing, right? And we want to put the odds on our side of doing really well. And so if we just understand what is the foundations of how markets work, right? Foundations of how markets work is what? We go through swings, don't we? We go through a swing up for a while, and then eventually we go through a bit of a pullback, and we go through a swing for a while, and then eventually we might go sideways and then a swing for a while, right? So we know that this is how markets actually work. They never just go straight up and then just keep going up. Even when they just keep going up for a bit and they keep going into a vertical move, guess when If that happens, that's now called what? Bubble market, right? Bubble market. So we want to stay away from bubble market. One thing we want to do is let's just put some odds on our side. Let's put the odds on our side of us doing actually really well in the marketplace. And that's all you want, right? You want to be able to get in the market. You want to be able to get in to have a good probability of something, right? Because there's no certainties in the markets, and we know that. So if there's not, it's important to not trade something that may have a really high loss ratio, right? Very high loss ratio. And what is that? One that is, if the market's in a downward trend and we're stepping down, don't go buying that right now, hoping that we're going to get a spike. You know, another one is that if the market's been running up for a while, don't be trying to buy it after it's been running up for a while, because we know we're going to go through these periods of pullbacks, right? So let's go have a look at the actual stock market itself. This is the S&P 500, and I'll talk about that one last little push move, right? That one last little push move. And this happens a lot. And again, I really have noticed this a lot, especially when it comes to the moves in the markets, is that you'll end up getting that one last little push, and then the drop comes, right? Then the drop comes. Now I'm not saying the drop's going to come, because who knows when the top is going to be in with this one here, right? But one thing I do know is that when it comes to me entering any of these indices anyway, like I'm actually in the market right now. I'm in some good trades right now. But when it comes to the indices, no touchy, right? So, and the reason why I say that is that because one, just look how much we've been going up. And we talked a minute ago, right, about how does the market work, right? So if you are long the market right now, or maybe you just got into the market right now, and you don't want to listen to what I'm telling you, then alrighty then, right? So let's have, and as you can see here, when it comes to the actual stock market itself, check this out. The S&P 500, look at this here, had a flat move, and then we had a little move to the upside. That's really interesting to see, right? We actually didn't do much for a whole week, and then we had a move to the upside, and then it's actually paused right now. Very, very, very interesting. Look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq actually did the same thing, right? Look at this here. Nasdaq actually broke up to an all-time new high, and now we're failing again. What's the Dow Jones doing? The Dow Jones is what? Is doing something even really similar, right? Look at this here. Now look at this. This is where this screams sucker breakout, sucker rally, false breakout. Do not touch it, right? Do not touch it. Smacky, right? So one thing we want to be doing right now, and I know I'm making sort of fun with that. I'm just sort of bringing a bit of fun into this video here. But the whole thing about this, guys, is that you want to, again, I'm going to go back to what I said before. We want to have the odds on our side. We want to have the chances of having a successful trading career, right? It's not about making money on one trade. Like, what sort of plan can I follow? What sort of system can I follow? You know what I mean? And obviously that's the reason why, like, when it comes to my private clients, like, I'm with them every day and I'm showing them what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, right? When it comes down to my patience and my discipline and so on and so forth, like all that sort of stuff, right? If you're interested in becoming a private client, second link in the description, apply, I'll call you. And by the way, even if you do apply, guys, the very first phone call that you actually make with me, that'll be me personally. I will not be offering you my coaching program. My job is just to have a good conversation with you, and maybe we'll do a second phone call later on if I think you're a good fit for the coaching program. So, but if you do fill out the application form to speak with me personally, that first one is just for us to get to know each other. And if I think it's a good fit, then maybe we'll do a second phone call, okay? So that's that second link in the description there. But anyway, looking at this actual stock market itself, is that we've actually had a big rally up, and now we're actually moving through here. And so again, guys, one thing I want to do for you as a coach, right? And that's where, like, even just that first link in the description, I'm giving away a free trading course. There's like 6 videos in that trading course. And my whole goal about that trading course is to give you the biggest mistakes you're making right now, right? And how to actually overcome them. The most important chart reading techniques that's been working since the 1950s. You know, the trading system side of things, the understanding that the ebbs and flows of the markets, all that sort of stuff, right? That's what I like to give you, because I want to teach you the foundations of you actually doing really well in the markets, right? So, and one of the big foundations, guys, again, like, I want you to be here 12 months from now. Like, unfortunately, you watching this video right now have literally like an 80% chance of not being here in 1 to 2 years from now, right? You literally have that, and I see so many people, right? So many people, and it's just because actually trading is not the easy thing. It's not an easy thing, right? It's like you see people making money. It does take a bit of time, and that's the reason why, like with my coaching program, I understand that it takes a bit of time, and you need some real hand holding and discipline and consistency, and you need a coach there and as well too, and to help you and so on and so forth. That's the reason why with my coaching program, again, that's that second link in the description there. I'm actually not only am I showing you what I'm doing every day in the markets, not only do I teach you what to look for, but I'm there every day coaching you and helping you and share and helping you along, because I really want you to do really well. And it requires that group, that consistency every day of us coming together for me to help you stay on track, get on track, stay on track, and keep that progress moving. Because I don't want you to be part of it. I think it's like 87%. I think I saw a number recently. 87% of people like don't make it past a couple of years in the markets. I've been trading markets for 20 years. Right? Little old grandpa over here. Not so much. Maybe not the grandpa part. Anyway, so, and that's what I'm looking at with the stock market here, right? Look at this here. Up, and then a false breakout, and then away we go. Okay, so the whole purpose of this video is to share with you that traders, right now we're getting, this may be that one last little push. One last push to create a false breakout, and then away we go. The top, I believe the top is in right now, and I believe we're about to start to see now that really good 10% correction. Now, that is my belief. It is not what I'm going to trade. I don't trade on what I think. I trade on what I know. And what do I know? I know that when my trading systems meets all the rules 100% of the time, I'm talking like A quality setups. You cannot get a more powerful trading setup than the one that I take that meets the rules. Like when we get every single rule met 100%, it's what I call the A+ setups. Almost every single one of them, like high 90%, is going to generate some form of a profit when you get those setups. They're the type of trades I like to wait for. Now, probably 5 to 10% of my trading, I do some other type of trading, right? But my job is just what? My job is just to wait for that. Now, by the way, guys, in that free trading course, I teach you what it is for free. So if I go, John, you're full of shit. Really? Go test it out. Go check. I teach you it for free, right? And that's the reason why, like right now, I'm actually doing a trading challenge. Like it's a $2,500 trading account at the start of the year, doing really well right now, and my goal is to turn it into $100,000. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually doing that live with my private clients every single day. They're seeing the trades I'm taking every day. Again, if you want to join that challenge and join the actual inner circle, then fill out that second link in the description there, guys. You and I will talk. Remember I said before, I'm not going to offer you the coaching program on the first call, but that's how confident I am in what I'm doing. I'm doing a trading challenge. I'm doing the trading challenge of $2,500 into 6 figures, right? And I'm doing this live with my clients every single day. So again, if you're interested, fill out the application form, and I personally will speak to you on the phone. Anyway, so the whole thing about what I'm saying here, guys, is that like I don't want to be. I have learned over my last 20 years of trading. Like I don't want to be trading based off what I think. Like it's just like I don't know. Like anything can happen, right? And I always say this to my clients when I'm with them every day, because what happens is not only do I trade the last 30 minutes of the US stock market, getting in, because I like to get in and hold for a couple of days, sometimes a couple of weeks, but after the market closes, I'm with them for a good half an hour, sometimes up to an hour, helping them and coaching them. It's only a real small group. It's like 10 to 15 people. That's the reason why I'm very selective of who I allow into that group, because I like to keep it quite small. And so when I'm with them every day, is one of the things I like to say to them, just like, I'm not sure. And when there's doubt with any trade with me, I have just learned just to stay away from that. Right? It's just like, I'm not too quite sure. Right? And then the worst thing what is the worst thing that ends up happening, right? At that point in time when you start to say, I'm not too quite sure, and something inside of you is like, stay away from the markets, right? But your ego, your fear, your FOMO, all that sort of stuff kicks in. But then guess what's happened? Well, let me try this. Let me reduce the risk on this trade. And how does it work? It never works, right? You end up losing a lot of money anyway, because you just move your stops and all that sort of stuff. All that sort of garbage, right? That ends up happening with the markets there. Ends up when they're trading. I have found that the bulk of my trading, the bulk of my income throughout the year, comes from trading setups that I have confidence putting a good risk, really good size on with my entire account on any one trade. And I'm like that because, and I was actually thinking about one of the trades I'm in right now. Like, it's the exact same thing. I was happy to go in with size, boom, right? And then suddenly your account's up quite a lot, right? Especially when you start to apply things like options and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you know, you can really explode your account and start to do. That's where guys like that. My trading signs that I'm doing myself right now, I'm actually doing it right now. That 2,500 in the 6 figures. I know I'm going to do it. I'm eventually going to go. I'm documenting the whole journey. So then I know that I'm eventually going to go. I'm eventually going to go into 7 figures. Now I don't know how long that's going to take, but that's what I'm going to eventually go do. So the whole thing about this, guys, is that I really wanted to share with you and sort of guide you is that right now there's a big, massive potential false breakout in the markets, and I'm trying to save some people that instead of trying to jump into some of the indices right now and trying to ride it, you know, because you might have seen a Dave Hunter who said, oh, we're going to 6,000 on the S&P, you know, stuff like that. Guys, please do not be trading based off that, right? We want to be trading those sort of setups that like, oh, yes, this is what I'm looking for. So anyway, traders, that's it for me today. Just to recap with especially when it comes to the stock market, guys, right now, the top can be in right now, guys, and we want to just stay away from that. Now, individual stocks, guys, there's so many amazing setups, but again, go back to rule number one. Rule number one is, what are you actually looking for? When you go to the market, what are you looking for? Are you just opening up the charts and trying to look at anything and see what actually happens, right? Like, no, big mistake. Every time I open up the charts to go trade, I know exactly the pattern, the setup I'm actually looking for with those rules, and therefore with that I know I'm going to have a successful trading career. Not just one trade, but a successful trading career.